Hello, I'm Smokey, and welcome to another episode of Snail Mail with Smokey. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. You might notice that I'm wearing my Stars and Stripes shirt today. That's because it's election day here in the United States. My wife and I got up early this morning and drove downtown to our polling place and cast our vote. And now I've come back to the office, and we're going to talk about the postcards that I've received this week through postcrossing.com, and also a few surprises I got from some friend swaps through snail mail. So let's start with the official postcards. The first postcard this week is this beautiful postcard. This comes from Maria, who lives in Russia. Maria lives in St. Petersburg, and she says that this postcard shows the first multi-story store in Russia, the Red Bridge Shopping Center. So a nighttime view with all the lights. Very pretty postcard. I really like it. And those are the stamps that Maria has included. And then she's included this nice sticker. So thank you very much, Maria, for that postcard. Our next postcard is this postcard. And this comes from China. And the person who sent this wrote, "Autumn is coming, but it's still hot." We have had a great stretch of weather here in Wisconsin. It's been in the 60 degrees Fahrenheit, almost 70 a couple days. But that is all changing. Later this week, it's going to get down to the 20s and 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And we've even got a chance of snow on Friday. So not excited about that, but it's that time of year and we know it's coming. And here are all the wonderful stamps that, that come from China. I really, really like this peacock stamp. I think that's a beautiful stamp. And there are the others. So thank you so much for that. This next postcard is from Russia as well. A beautiful garden scene. And this person lives in Siberia. And they have included these lovely stamps. You'll notice this stamp right here. That is a post-crossing stamp. So I'll zoom in a little bit more on that, but lovely stamp. So I don't have one of those. So thank you so much for that. Next official is this one. This card says there is no plan B. And it reminds us to take care of the planet that we live on and our natural resources. So a great card, and you'll notice there's a giraffe right there, which always makes me smile. And here is the stamp, Smurf stamp. If you remember from a couple episodes ago, I got a postcard from Germany. I believe they had a Black Panther stamp, and I was talking about all the great German stamps that have come out recently. And the one that had come out that I didn't have was this one, was this Smurf stamp that I was really wanting. And so very pleased to see that. So thank you so much, Simone in Germany, who sent this card. It's a great card, great message, and I love the stamp as well. The last official postcard comes from Great Britain. It is this postcard that has an image of Trafalgar Square in London. So thank you so much for that. And then the postage label that come with it. So thank you so very much for that card from London. Now on to friend mail and swaps. First is this card of a cathedral. This comes from Basil, who lives in India. Basil's a great supporter of this channel, and I really appreciate all the swaps and the kind comments that he leaves on my videos. Basil says this cathedral was built in 1510. So this thing has been around quite a bit. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So thank you, Basil, for that card. And look at all these stamps that Basil has included. Very nice stamps. So thank you so much, Basil, for the card. Next is this Canadian Goose card. This comes from Lila. And Lila says that when she saw this, she knew it was for me. And she says, do you consider a goose a long-necked animal? She asks that because I collect stamps that have long-necked animals on them. Giraffes, tortoises, ostriches, llamas, alpacas, you get the idea. And yes, Lila, goose is definitely an animal with a long neck. So that will make a great addition to my collection. And then this is the postmark that Lila has included. And it says Goose Day. And such a great postcard in the shell Silverstein stamp that goes with it. And speaking of these hand cancels that Lila gets, Lila sends off for these via the United States Postal Service. I have said that I would like to do a video on these hand cancels, and many of you have sent me messages or responded to my video saying you would also like a video on this. I am going to do a video on these, I promise, but it's going to take a little time. I want to do some research. I want to give you the right information, so please be patient with me. I hope to have it in a few weeks, that video about these hand cancels. It's coming, so please just be patient with me. Thank you, Lila. Thank you again for the great postcard, and for introducing me and all the rest of our YouTube family to these great hand cancels that are available. And we'll be talking about them real soon. Next up is this envelope that I received from Poland. And you see the souvenir sheet there. Great stamp there. And then let's open it up. This is from Antoni, who lives in Poland, and he sends me this postcard of this church. And it's a blank postcard, so I can either keep this in my my postcards that have churches on them collection, or I can use it for post-crossing or swaps and send out, and that's exactly probably what I'll do. I'll probably send this card off to someone. So thank you. And he also sent me some stamps. So I won't show you those now, but maybe we'll take a look at them in a future video. So thank you so very much for that. The last item that come in the mail this week is this envelope, and as you can see from the stamps, this came from the United Kingdom. This comes from John. And John has, he really wowed me. He had written me, if you remember back in episode 20, when I unboxed an order that I received from another John at Philadelphia, I had showed a stamp, and it's this stamp right here. And I had said inadvertently that this stamp was a penny red that was issued in 1841. And John sent me a message, and was very nice to remind me that that stamp was not an 1841 penny red. That in fact it was an 1854 issue. It was a later issue, and the reason you can tell that is because the 1841 penny red does not have perforations, and the 1854 penny red, which is the one I have, does have perforations. The 1854 is sometimes called the penny stars because it has 2 stars in the top corners. And so John so graciously gave me that information. I've only been collecting for about 7 years, so sometimes I don't get everything right. And so I was very happy that John came along and was happy to pass on that information. The stamps do look a lot alike. So John said, "Hey, I've got a penny red from 1841, and I'll send it to you." So I was very excited that he would do that. But he did so much more. He sent me these postcards. These are blank. I can add them to my collection or use them for post-crossing. So great postcards. And then he just sent me so many stamps. These are 1971 to 1993 Machins. I love Machin stamps, and with the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, we will not see many more Machin stamps. And then he sent me these high value stamps. I have 1 or 2 of these in my collection, but I don't have all of them. So I'm extremely excited to have them. And then he sent me on the back here some more stamps. And then these are the 2 1841 penny reds that he sent me. As you can see, they have been hand cut from the sheet. I'll put them up right here also so you can maybe get a better view. But to think about this, in 1841, so many years ago, a postal clerk working at a local post office in Great Britain took a sheet of stamps and took his shears or his scissors or whatever and cut these little stamps out and sold them to someone, and they placed them on an envelope. And all these years later, they have ended up here in Wisconsin, America, and in my collection, in my keeping, until my collection is passed on to someone else down the road. So I just, I'm very appreciative to John for these 2 stamps. They're a great addition to my Great Britain stamp collection. And thank you, John, to all the stamps that you sent. He also sent all of these. And then these Machins from 1993. So just such a surprise, and a really great surprise from John. So John in Great Britain, if you're watching, thank you so much for that. Each of these stamps will have a great home in my collection, and I really appreciate your generosity, as well as the generosity of everyone who has sent me a postcard, whether through postcrossing.com or you've sent me one through friend swaps. I've had a couple people just send me a postcard in my new P.O. box. If you've sent me a postcard and you'd like me to send you one back, and I don't have your information, leave me a message on Instagram. Give me your address, and I'd be happy to return the favor and to send you a postcard back. Speaking of my new P.O. box, it's Post Office Box 202, Thorp, Wisconsin, 54771. I will put the address in the video description of this video. That's it for this episode of Snail Mail with Smokey. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so yet, would you please consider subscribing to this channel? Also, hit the like button. Leave me a comment. What was your favorite postcard from this week? Did you have a favorite stamp from the stamps that John sent me? Until next time, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye now.